rise in America, and Indians are the biggest targets. Yes, the gruesome Kansas shooting, where an Indian immigrant, Srinivas Kuchibhotla, was shot dead, while two others were wounded by a U.S. Navy veteran, has left every Indian shocked and the Indian-American community enraged. People are claiming Trump's stance on immigration to be the reason for the rise of white supremacy. According to various reports, there has been a rise in hate crimes against immigrants in America since Trump took office. But the Trump government remains defiant, and there has been no word condemnation by the president himself. In fact, the White House press secretary, Sean Spicer, has rubbished the claim, saying it's absurd to link the incident to President Trump's stance on immigration or any rhetoric that has been out there recently. Will Trump speak up? Well, Geeta Mohan, Foreign Affairs Editor, is joining us live with further details. Well, Geeta, even though President Trump, of course, has not spoken on this incident and has not come out and outrightly condemned this racist crime, his team is trying to distance incidents like this from his rhetoric.
But that's right. A very important statement that has been made by none other than wife of Srinivas Kuchibhotla, that's Sunaina Dumla herself, in a conference where she was addressing the media, but also asking very pertinent questions, and we'll be putting that video out there. Is significant because she asks the very same questions. Why is the government not doing anything? And what will make them really, what is it that they're going to do now to stop this hate crime? A very significant statement coming from none other than the lady who's lost a loved one, who's lost one cannot even fathom and imagine. And the government of the United States of America absolutely mum. On the contrary, like you rightly pointed out, Sean Spicer has not just deviated or tried to evade the question, but also tried to explain and justify Donald Trump. We do know the statements that Donald Trump has been making, and the policy changes when it comes to immigrants in the United States of America is going to have serious ramifications. But should it lead to increase in crime, increase in hate crime, is a question that the U.S. administration will have to look into and answer.
Absolutely, and you know, and that's of course the big question that not only the Indian American community is asking, but a lot of other sections of minorities are asking, Geeta, in America, and that's of course a thought that has been in their minds since Donald Trump took over, after an extremely outspoken presidential race in which a lot of his comments did upset many members of the minority community. Of course, he did come into office, but that fear persists.
Well, that's right. The fear does persist there only because the incidence of attack against various races has only increased. Remember, this was not a particular attack against an Indian. It was, or for that matter, against Indians. After having attacked, the assailant, Adam Purinton, had gone to another bar 80 miles across and had spoken of how he needed refuge, he needed a space to hide, and because he had attacked and killed Middle Eastern people, which means, given that he's a U.S. Navy veteran, he could have been posted there. He could have had an experience in the Middle East and West Asia, and the reason why we're seeing such hatred, but doesn't take away from the fact that there is an increase in hate crimes. There is an increase in intolerance towards races, towards other races, and this is a white supremacist who took action and law into his own hands to further the kind of policies that we are seeing, or policy changes that we are anyway witnessing in the United States of America. A question that, and an area of concern that the Indian administration is looking at and raising with the U.S. authorities, but also in terms of safety and security, there's only that much that any country can guarantee. If people start drawing strength from policy changes, drawing strength from the hate rant that we see the leaders of a particular country, in this case the United States of America, are putting out.
We'll leave it there, Geeta Mohan. Thanks for joining us with all those details. On that note, we're going to take a short break.